Hi, my name is Ambreen and today I will show you on how to make Aloo Tikki. They are also known as potato cutlets. So I hope you enjoy my video and make sure you do make plenty of notes. Thank you. I'll be using 4 medium-sized potatoes. The potatoes I'll be using are Morris Piper potatoes. I've washed my potatoes in warm water and now I'll be cutting my potatoes. Now I'll be adding in some boiling water, enough to cover the potatoes. I've placed my pot on the cooker and now I'll be boiling my potatoes until they are partly soft. Okay, my potatoes are ready, so I'll drain the water. This is how soft they should be, not too soft. You just want them enough for you to be able to mash them. Okay, I've placed my potatoes in cold water because it's easier to peel the potato skin off. Look how easy it is to glide the skin off the potato. So that is a good hack. So once you've drained your potatoes, add them into very cold water. See, look how simple that is. Okay, now I've washed some fresh coriander and I'll be cutting it into small pieces like this. I've washed some green chilies and I'll be cutting my green chilies very fine. Now it's up to you how many green chilies you want to add into your mixture because the chilies are always according to taste. So I'll be cutting my chili very fine. Now I'll be adding in some jeera seeds. I'm adding in 2.5 teaspoons of jeera, also known as cumin seeds. And yet again, it's according to taste. So however much you want to put in, you can put in. I've added in some coriander, 1.25 teaspoon of grinded coriander powder. And now I'm adding in dried pomegranate seeds. I've added in 2 teaspoons. So this is dried pomegranate seeds which are grinded, so it's all powdered down. Now I'll be adding in my red chilies. So yet again, you put the chilies according to your taste. Now I'll be adding in some salt. You put salt according to your taste. And this is what your mixture should be looking like. So now you get the masher and mash everything together. You want to mash the potatoes, but yet you don't want to mash it too much. You want to keep those lumpy bits of the potato in the tikki. Now get a wooden spoon and mix everything together. So all your spices and herbs are mixed evenly throughout the potato. At this stage you can taste it because the potatoes are cooked, so you can taste it, and if you want to add in more salt or more chilies, you can add that in. So this is what it should be looking like so far. And now what I've done is I've got myself an onion, I've washed it, and now I'll be cutting my onion very fine into the mixture. So make sure the pieces are cut very small, because you want to be able to mould the shape of the tikki. Hence the reason you cut the onion very small. So 1 onion is sufficient. A small onion. Try to go for a very small onion. You don't want to go for a very big onion because that'll just overpower your tikki. And with the onions, they do release a lot of water, so you want to try to avoid a lot of water into your mixture. Okay, once that's done, using your hands, mix everything. While you're mixing, try not breaking the potato too much. Just mix very, very gently. You don't want to mash the potato too much. And this is what it should be looking like. Some people do add in crushed chilies. You can do that if you like your tikki a bit more spicier than I do. So you can add in crushed chilies. I've added in a little bit more jeera in my mixture. Okay, now what you do is crack an egg. This is for the coating of the tikki. And make sure you beat the egg really well. Okay, now I've got my workstation ready. I've got a little glass bowl there with water. I cover my palm of my hands with water, and now I'll be making my tikki. I've also added in some oil into my pan, which is already warmed up, so I've put it on a low heat. And now once I've moulded my tikki and I'm happy with my shape, I'll be dipping the tikki into the egg. So make sure you get your shape right, making sure the onions are embedded inside the tikki rather than poking out. Now you'll be adding that into your pan. Try to cook on a medium heat, don't cook on a low heat. You want to keep it a little bit higher, because with tikkis, they're not cooked on a very low heat. If you cook your tikki on a very low heat, your tikkis will eventually break. This is a tried and tested method, so I have tried cooking them on low heat, and for me it did not work. So I'll try to keep your flame a little bit high. Right, here you can see my tikkis are sizzling away. I'll put enough oil to cover the base of the tikki. So make sure the heat is slightly high, not too high, just in between a medium and a high. And after about 3 to 4 minutes, 3 minutes I'll say, flip them over. When you do flip them over, you have to be very, very delicate with them. You don't want to break them at this stage. Okay, now try to move them around a little bit and try to flatten them a little bit as well, if you can. Now what I've done is I put my flame slightly higher because the potato is cooked. I'm just browning the egg on top of the potato. Now I'll be getting a fork and I'll be turning the tikkis around with the fork because the potatoes at this stage are very, very soft because they've been cooked in the heat. And use a fork rather than using a big spatula. So this is a brown colour I want on my cutler. And they're cooking so beautifully and they look really nice as well. With this sort of cutler you can add in anything in your cutler. You can add in leftover chicken, so you can just shred it in and just add that into your potato. You can add in tuna. You can add in any fish really. So make sure the fish is cooked before you add it in. And this is how my cutlers are looking so far. Okay, so I've got some potato left over. So what I'll be doing is putting it in a container, airtight container, and would be putting it in the fridge. And with this, I could make burrantas. I can stuff my burrantas with this potato recipe that I've made. So you've got another recipe in line for the next day. Okay, I think my cutlers are ready now. Well, they're more or less ready. So once I'm satisfied with the colour of my cutlers, I'll be taking them out. You want to get that nice golden colour. The more golden colour you have on your tikki, the more crispier it will be. Okay, now I've got my burgers all ready. You can use any style of burger you like. I prefer the sesame seed burgers. I mean, these burgers with the tikki in it are perfect for packed lunches. So if you're short with your ideas, you don't know what to make for your children, what you can do is once you've moulded the cutler before you dip it in the egg, you can put it in cling film and you can freeze them. So whenever you do fancy making the cutler, take them out of the freezer, dip them in the egg and cook them. The last one you saw was a kebab I've added in because I've got one fussy child that does not eat cutlers. There is always one child, isn't there? These are perfect for vegetarians. I've cooked some chips in my active fry machine because it's nice and healthy. So you've got a nice plate of burger and chips there. You can add in any sauces into your burger, so I've added in some chutney and some tomato ketchup, and you can also add in some salad into your burgers. And this is what it looks like from the inside. It tasted absolutely delicious. Thank you everyone for watching my video. I hope you really enjoyed my video, and I really hope that my video has given you lots of ideas. It's quite a quick, simple, easy recipe to follow. You can make your tikki and just freeze them, and you can keep them for about a month in the freezer. One thing I like about this recipe is a quick, convenient recipe, especially if you're lost for ideas on what to make for dinner, what to make for your packed lunches, especially if you are a working mum or a dad, and this is a quick way of making sandwiches and burgers. I mean, you can add in vegetables. I've added in sweet corn in the past, and sweet corn works out really well. So it's a very tasty recipe to follow. And if you're allergic to eggs, you don't need to coat your tikki in egg. You can get some gram flour, add some water in the gram flour, put some salt in it and put some chilies in it, and just dip your tikki in there and you just fry it. Works out really tasty. So you've got two ways of cooking the tikki. Thanks for watching. Bye.